Round 13 of the Westfield W League. It's the Perth Glory and Melbourne City from Dorrien Gardens in the west. The heat policy will be in effect, and we'll have drinks breaks in both halves. It was about 37, 38 degrees today, still 30.7 according to the Bureau, but the cool breeze has sort of just hit in, so it feels a little bit cooler than what that possibly reflects. Perth have had an incredibly busy schedule over the last few weeks. Tumath doing nicely for City and able to get a boot to it and fire away, but it will be a goal kick. The Glory have had an incredible run of fixtures trying to make up for not being able to play some at the start of the season. 7 games in 29 days and 4 games in just their last 12 for Perth. So a hot night it was on Tuesday, a hot night again tonight. Fatigue, you'd think, would be a fair factor. Yeah,
certainly think so. I think the players have done a remarkable job with the adjustments they've had to make throughout the league, the travel, the hotel rooms, the potential quarantine every time they've gone over east for Perth Glory in particular as well. So it's certainly been a difficult season for them. That's partly reflected in the results, but again, they want to be making a bit of a statement here.
Dobson chipped it on. Kira was there, but Rigby with an important head away and out for a corner for Melbourne City. Her first goal of the season in that last match for City, helping them to that 1-0 victory. The Japanese striker. And she's going to whip it in as well. Free header for Jenna McCormick at the near post, but just wasn't able to get it on target.
Well, it was a great delivery in from Kira as well. Just evaded the Perth Glory player at the near post. And McCormick just trying to glance that one on there. Spoke about the breeze before. It is pushing down towards the Perth Glory goal as well. Just helped with that one just to drift in, and a very good early chance for Melbourne City.
I know the target there. McCormick. Tumath in midfield for City. Eckhoff. Now Vlanic for Donaldson. And Jamie Lee Gale able to take it. Meant Riley Dobson, of course, going to play an important part, you think, for City this evening?
Certainly playing up top. Dobson with her pace can cause Perth Glory a lot of issues. It perhaps has been a weakness of the Glory back four in dealing with those quick direct players over the top. Certainly the goal against Melbourne victory created by that pace in behind, and they'll be very wary about that. Melbourne City look to set up with a back three, perhaps trying to just overload Perth Glory through the midfield.
Rigby for Moreno. Gale trying to flick it forward for the home side. McCormick, Chinema. Tumath again on that right hand side. Get some connection with Chidiac. Find another way forward. Melbourne City, Emma Checker. Get a chance to mention it before the match, but her 100th W League appearance tonight is Vlanic trying to send in the cross. Blocked it was by the Glory, but out for another corner to Melbourne City. So similar story against the victory on Tuesday for Perth, conceding plenty of corners, having to defend. Played in short this time to City. Kira. Moreno back there though for the Glory. Headed away by Della Harp. Checker. Able to send it back, and City can try and relaunch again. Eckhoff. Dobson. Kira had it taken away. Good tackle by Wallhead. Della Harp now. Right, dash down the left-hand side. Just trying to connect with Gale. Davidson will try A long ball. Fair chase it was for Varnich as well, but Rigby had it covered pretty easily. Overall, these two sides played the 8 times. City with 5 victories, Perth with 3. Here in Perth, it's City who actually have the advantage with the 3 victories to 2. Davidson with some pace on that right-hand side. Obviously checked by Warhead. Good combination from City as Davidson gets it in. Dobson just trying to retrieve it again after the first touch, but Anton sees it away for Perth. Neat turn by Della Harp. Just a little stumble as she tried to make it away. She's been one of the real positives for the Glory this season.
Certainly has been, coming from over east, getting a chance in the W League. Really staking a claim, primarily in that left-back spot. Perth Glory having to weather a lot of pressure from Melbourne City already in this game. Been unable to keep any sort of possession of the ball for an extended period. They really do need to work themselves up the field, which they're trying to do now via a series of throw-ins, to get themselves forward and start playing in Melbourne City's half.
They've certainly been pegged in their defensive half. Mentioned the record between these two sides. They've never actually played a draw, these two teams. And the last 6 matches have gone 1 for 1. So they've traded the wins. So if it was to go on that and continue on that trend, Perth are due next after City won the last clash between these two, 1-0 at Valley Park last season in round 6, with Stott scoring in the 62nd minute.
Not sure how much faith I put in that logic there, perhaps, I must admit.
Just try to find anything, Jamie, that might give us some sort of an insight into a trend. You never know. Love to dig up the stats where we can.
Well, I think that's the beauty of the W League, isn't it? You just don't know. Any team on its day can certainly cause problems for another.
Fox Sports Lab do a lot of hard work to come up with the gold. It's Kira. Davidson. Tumeth out wide. Go there. Tumeth didn't give up on it. Chidiac. General will send it a long ball in, but it'll sail over the head of Lily Allfeld, the Perth Glory keeper.
I think Rado Vidicic would be very disappointed with Melbourne City just throwing the ball into the box like that. Certainly have the players to be able to create a lot more in and around. Chidiac in particular, great feat to try and work those opportunities.
I was trying to find a positive stat for the Glory because there haven't been too many so far, unfortunately, this season. And they're still looking for their first victory. One that isn't so positive. Perth have lost their last 6 consecutive matches, which is equals their club record from 2011-2012. Winless in their last 10, which is a club record. A much improved performance it was on Tuesday against the Victory. In their previous couple of home games, they conceded a lot of goals here on their home pitch. You can hear that breeze just ripping through here at the stadium. It gets a little bit of protection from the apartments down one end, just depending on which way things are going, but it's sort of very swirly. It feels a really hot breeze tonight. Difficult conditions. Davidson. First time the Glory have been able to press up the park a little. Ball wide. Varnich did really well to keep it in, but only as far as Steinmetz of the Glory, who lost out to Aircroft, were trying to feed it through, hoping for a run of Chidiac, but hit too heavy. Easy enough for Allfeld to play the Glory out again. Morgan under just a little bit of pressure. Anton has to clear it. Douglas flicks it on. McCormick. Toomuth. Again, that down that right-hand side. Trying to find Chidiac. Morgan to Steinmetz. But Eckhoff up to intercept.
And just turning the ball over very quickly when they do regain. Melbourne City looking much more assured in possession.
Mistake there now for City.
Put the mockers straight on that one, didn't I?
What do we put that one down to? Swirly breeze, maybe?
Just a bad connection from Checker as she went to play that one. Looked like a bit of a knuckleball. He knocked across.
Tough one for Chinema to try and trap. Delaharp is going to try and hook it in towards the goal mouth, but out for a goal kick to Melbourne City. It was nice relief for City to break through for a win in their last clash. They'd been on a tough trot themselves for the previous 5 matches.
Such a difficult season for Melbourne City. So many Westfield Matildas opting to ply their trade overseas.
Ball headed forward here. Trying to release the pace of Douglas, who gets back in behind. And into the side netting. Crowd were up for it. But into the side netting, it can be deceptive. And Caitlin Douglas had a couple of really good chances, one-on-one with the keeper on Tuesday night as well. Not far away.
Well, very similar to Tuesday night. A lot of pressure, as you said, early from the opposition team. A breakaway from Caitlin Douglas on a wrong foot, admittedly. Struck it well. Barbieri was worried for a split second. But unfortunately for the crowd here, the wrong side of the net, and a bit of false joy rippled through as well.
Barbieri sending that one a little wide, but Kira did ever so well to keep it in play. Anton not mucking around, just getting it out of there. Makes the Parkus up out of his seat. Trying to urge his side to find a way forward. Chinema again, a bit of pressure. That ball coming through. Chidiac neatly done though to flick it past her opponent. Warhead there for cover for the Glory. Checker. Flanich. Back for Checker. A long ball this time, but not on the same wavelength.
No, again, just the long ball forwards, turning possession over. It's certainly not the sort of ball that Chidiac would be looking for. Dobson can threaten that one with a pace.
Conditions will be interesting to see at what sort of pace this game is played at, whether the two teams just try and conserve a little bit of energy through the early stages. You certainly expect it to open up the longer the match goes. Here's Chidiac with a little burst of pace to find some space as well, but good block by Anton. Toomuth, Eckhoff, Vlanich, Kira trying to play back for Vlanich. Just a little wide, cuts it back nicely. Kira again with good feet, but under some attention from Rigby. Combination again from Vlanich and Kira, but they can't work it out. Anton again, can take any chances. Moreno couldn't quite keep it alive.
It's a good little combination play a couple of times now on this side through Kira and Vlanich. Just managed to create, but good pressure from Perth Glory. Tash Rigby Working very hard, trying to ensure they don't get time on the ball, the City players.
Foul there. It's an important whistle for Perth because City were about to take it away. Mount another attack. Referee right on the spot calling the foul. Ballhead's pass taken by Davidson. Anton as far as Chidiac. Kira. So he'll just work it around again. Here's Checker. Nice run, the ball almost back in behind. Important touch by Gale. Here goes City again. They have done the bulk of the attacking so far. Tumas ball. Again, that long ball coming in.
Well, there's only Dobson to hit in the box as well. You can just see when Glory do win possession back in deep in their own half. Moreno's being dragged back into midfield to defend. There's no outlet, there's no ball forwards, and it just comes straight back again. Moreno really does need to try and post up, receive anything that does come in long, and try and allow Perth Glory to push up to support.
Strong header one by Anton. Thompson unable to control it. Checker, Chinema. Zumeth wanted it. It was a lovely turn as well to take it and try and sprint away. Della Harp was trying to intercept and overcommitted, but did recover nicely.
Melbourne City really are looking for Tumeth a lot of the time. It's an interesting role. She is coming quite narrow when City don't have the ball and then looks to explode out wide very quickly. A nice late one-on-one, both Douglas and Della Harp. Certainly not afraid to run at players as well.
Ricky trying to win things back for the Glory. Steinmetz. Moreno. Morgan. Retreat back for Wallhead.
Certainly great to see Wallhead getting her opportunity as well. Much more comfortable as a centre-back. Has been used as a pinch hitter, as a right-back at times. Can come up through the NTC program here in Western Australia as that centre-back, as that leader in the middle of the park, and looking much more comfortable there.
Just 18 years of age. Her 8th W League appearance. Just her second start. First one in the last match with Sarah Carroll out, missing through suspension. Got her opportunity and played really well against the Victory. Rewarded by Alex Apakis with another start. Della Harp up towards Douglas, but Chinema might have cleared it away. Come back though for City.
Late offside flag there. Douglas just trying to get in behind. Wasn't able to do so.
Varnich taken strongly by Steinmetz, who went crashing in. Just a word of warning from the referee.
Rado Vidicic getting some pretty hefty instructions there to Kira as well. Trying her right over. Strong challenge from Steinmetz. That's certainly what she's there for, though, to provide that grit and steel. A little running word from the referee as she goes past as well.
Cinema now. Davidson. Cough across to help out. Checker for Vlanic. Cuts back inside, up to Dobson neatly. Tapped out wide to Kira. Waits for the run of Vlanic again. Steinmetz there with another good challenge. Both claiming last touch. But it will be a goal kick for the Perth Glory.
It was good cover from Steinmetz. Just read the danger. Little crossover. And Vlanic went forwards. Dobson able to link up a little bit better there. She has been a little bit isolated in that number 9 role.
Moreno having to crash in close to Dobson. Lowry to Morgan. Anton will send it long. Checker certainly had the height opposed to Douglas. Both have it back though in midfield. Wallhead, Morgan. Wallhead will send that long ball forward now for Gale this time. City defence looking pretty comfortable. Challenged by Steinmetz to win it back for Perth. Gale showing too much of that to Toomuth. And now City, they had the numbers advantage as they were charging forward, but pass not quite there. Chidiac had to retreat to try and fight it. Back off. Vlanic. Dobson. Another strong sliding challenge from Perth. Jamie Lee Gale this time.
A bit of culpability, I think, Jamie Lee Gale for giving that ball away in the centre of the park. Making up for it there.
Looked like all sorts of danger when it was given away. Dobson trying to flick it in first time. And it's Lowry. Takes the contact and wins a free kick for the Glory.
That's smart work from Lowry as well. Just getting body in front, making sure that as Eckhoff came through, take the tumble to the ground, take the free kick, get yourself pushed up the field.
Wallhead, that long ball again.
Douglas was on there for a split second as well, just had to hold a run as the City back 3 stepped a second or two.
She'll win it here. Ball given away by McCormick. Douglas from long range. Bouncing ball, but collected by Barbieri. Seen a couple of loose passes from both teams last couple of minutes. Barbieri as well, trying to trap it. Rigby heads it down. McCormick charging out. Checker. Dobson back for Kira. And Checker's long ball. Nothing doing.
Just crosswise again, wasn't it? Dobson came short. Checker looked to go long. City after some early promise. Have had the majority of possession but haven't been able to create enough to break down what seems to be a pretty resolute Perth Glory defence and team. Certainly setting up to frustrate Melbourne City here.
Long ball forward again. Rigby. Held by Morgan, but the free kick given away. And it will be time for the drinks break. Warm conditions here in the west, 29.7 degrees still at almost 7 o'clock in the evening. Massive run of hot weather over these couple of days. 38 today, 38 tomorrow, and 36 on Sunday. So the heat policy in effect tonight. Jamie, gives us a chance to chat through how you've seen the first 25 minutes or so.
Look, it's probably played out how we expected it to, with Melbourne City dominating possession. Perth Glory have been resolute, been waiting for the opportunity to break forwards. The main chance they have had to break forwards is through Caitlin Douglas, who's done so and had the two shots for Perth Glory. Melbourne City look very dangerous from the corners. Really haven't been able to combine well enough in and around the box to cause any real trouble out of open play for Perth Glory. And they'd be very, very comfortable, I think, Perth Glory, with the situation at the moment. Very pleased with how they've started this. Their next one is now when they do regain possession while they're resolute in the back. They need to keep possession a little bit more and try and create those one or two more opportunities to release Douglas, try and get Moreno further forwards as well, and Gale on the other side, and even get Lowry in around the box, because we know how she can hit the ball as well. Melbourne City certainly need Chidiac on the ball more. She hasn't seen enough of it. Dobson has been really isolated, and there's been just a few too many long balls from City, for my perspective at least anyway, when they've been trying to push Perth Glory back.
Yeah, still not a shot on target from Melbourne City so far, but they've had 73% of the possession so far. Really controlled the ball, but not having much of an impact.
You have to credit Perth Glory for the way they've set up. Obviously coming off the back of a better performance, but still a run of bad results. Something they wanted to do is concede early, made themselves hard to break down. They stuck to their task well. It's now about trying to grow into the game more and pull that possession stat back, but more importantly the one on the scoreboard, and trying to get that turned around to a Glory victory.
Kira. Checker. See how the match does change after that drinks break. Chance for the two teams just to talk about how they're going about it. Chidiac, Dobson, Davidson. Chinema wide. Ball for Vlanic. Cuts back inside, shoulder to shoulder there with Jamie Lee Gale. City will try another avenue. Straight through this time, as Davidson was trying. Lowry in the road. Douglas. Lowry. Long ball. Hoping for the run of Gale. Moreno up there as well. Barbieri wide. Also collected by Kira. Now lays it off for Eckhoff. Chance for City to try and build. Battling again with Rigby. Anton in the road. Again the Glory defence so to hold firm. Neat feet from Moreno. Steinmetz a little too much on it for Morgan to control.
Just about worked themselves out from danger as well. It was a neat passage of play, moved the ball well. Just that final one that would have released Morgan was overhit.
Chinema out to the right. Smith Finding a bit more space this time. Into the feet of Dobson, lays it back for Chidiac, just in behind Kira. Still looking to try and get a shot away. And instead of pulling the trigger, they lose possession. Steinmetz. City have it back. A more promising build-up that last time. And Vlanic, and there will be a foul and a yellow card coming out of the pocket for Jamie Lee Gale.
It wasn't a huge amount of contact. It was enough for Vlanic to go down. Breaking up a promising attack, potentially.
But she got in front. Vlanic.
Vlanic was certainly away. I think that would be what Kelly Jones, the referee, is saying. And then broken up the attack. It's off the back of some good play from Melbourne City. The first real time that Chidiac and Dobson have combined in there. Kira, as you said, really looked as though she should have pulled the trigger. Elected to take an extra touch and the chance was lost. But perhaps it might be the set piece.
Chidiac sending it in deep to the back post, headed away by the Glory defence. Warhead in there, able to clear it. Now McCormick. Dobson building again. City, danger ball. Chidiac was there. Just unable to control it. Goal kick for the Glory.
Well, it was great composure by McCormick. The centre half up with the ball at her feet. Great little turn, disguised the pass back into Dobson. And as the ball's rolled back across, you think it's an easy one for Chidiac of her capability. Perhaps because it's more on her right foot. The contact was somewhat scuffed. But a good sign for Melbourne City there. They look like they're trying to be a bit more proactive and try and press a little bit higher. Since the drinks break, Matsipakis perhaps just slightly tweaking what he's been asking of his players.
Whilst it is good to get some hydration in on a warm evening, it is a chance to reset though, isn't it, when you get the drinks break and the coach has got a chance to just have a quick word to the team if they want to change things up.
As long as the players are listening and not too bothered trying to get the fluids on board. But no, it certainly does seem to be a slight change, and Rado Vidicic was certainly vocal as well during that break.
You would have always listened intently, wouldn't you, Jamie?
Depending whether it was something I wanted to hear from the coach or not.
Selective hearing, I think that's called. Here's Anton chasing back. Allfeld clearing. Vlanic took it first time to send it towards Kira. A little too much heat on the ball. Claims of handball there from the Glory fans, but Dobson's got it. Chidiac battling with Della Harp. Davidson for Eckhoff. Trying to go more direct again there, City. Cut out by the Glory defence. Kira loses out. Steinmetz. Lowry. Just back behind Douglas, who's able to retrieve it. Della Harp. Wallhead will retreat.
It's good from Glory. They've shifted the ball out now to the other side, created a little bit of space, and now they've got players further forward who they can look to get in behind.
Moreno spots Rigby going for a dash down the right-hand side. Just stretching to get there in time. Taken away by City, who try to get away without conceding a corner. Vlanic had to work ever so hard to get there and did really well.
It's a good run forwards from Rigby. Lowry, Gale were already high. Rigby with the run from deep, able to cause some problems to Melbourne City on their left-hand side.
Moreno trapped against three. Will take the corner. Played it smartly. Sort of know where she could go there, but so to get the last touch off City. So a chance for a corner for the home team. Sent in by Deborah Ann Della Harp. Good spot. Collision of bodies there. Warhead was the one crashing through. Did get ahead to it. Let's set it over the top. And a goal kick now for Melbourne City.
Well, well attacked by Warhead. Did look like the two players that did come together. Melbourne City, the beneficiaries of the decision. Quick ball forwards from Barbieri as well, trying to catch Perth Glory out.
Around 10 minutes to go till the half. Sort of a dangerous period for a lapse in concentration. Hot night. Fatigue certainly starting to set in, looking for that whistle. Go and have a break. Is Kira working a long way back.
It's a good press from Perth Glory. They got that one right.
Got possession. Trying to find Morgan. Perth have looked more comfortable as the minutes have ticked by. They absorbed the pressure from City and now trying to generate their own attack. Rigby going in hard again. Throw will go City's way.
And that's the benefit of that high press. When you do go, you pick up the ball much higher, you get your bodies in the forward half. So we look to continually regain and press that.
Given away by Vlanich. Moreno just has to hold things up. Waiting for support, waiting for a run in the box. It's a good ball in. Douglas wanted the foul. An interesting block away. Looking sort of deflected away.
No eyes on the ball from Chinema at all.
No.
Probably lucky there wasn't more real contact on Douglas. Chinema seems to have come off the worst of it. Already has that knee heavily bandaged.
Checked on by the referee and the physio. We'll head out there.
Well, there was an interesting challenge, certainly. There was a decision for the referee to be made. Just caught awkwardly under the ball, Chinema, while Douglas was trying to attack it. Moreno had done ever so well down the right-hand side to create that space. Lowry was trying to get forwards as well. Douglas was the target, and off the back, I think it was, of Chinema. He was putting it all on the line and may have come off second best because of it.
Teammates showing some concern. Does look a little distressed coming from the pitch, and we'll get a substitution. So fingers crossed it's not too serious, but the fact she's coming from the field can be an indication. Samantha Johnson will be substituted into this one in the first half. Teammates immediately were checking on the welfare of Naomi Thomas-Chinema, and that substitution has been made. So a lot of discussion going on the bench.
Doesn't look in too much discomfort at this stage. Chinema said that knee heavily strapped already. Perhaps just aggravating something. They were trying to nurse her through.
Back into the action. Here's Checker. Marcus again urging his side to press higher. Try to put Melbourne City under some pressure. Vlanich with a missed touch there. Back for Rigby. Allfeld. Steinmetz, dangerous ball. Back for Allfeld, half a chance there for Dobson. line there. It's made it ever so tough for Westfield, who did really well to head it back away to safety. An inch or two higher, and that was going in the goals.
Well, it's every inclination Westfield must have had just to throw her hands up and stop that one. So it would have led to an indirect free kick for Melbourne City in a very dangerous area. Perth Glory, after all their hard work, nearly undoing it themselves.
Good ball there, forward trying to find Dobson. It will be a throw to City on this left-hand side. A real scare for Perth of their own making just before the half. Flynage happy with the first ball. One's a second. It went through the legs of Dobson and a tangle with Lowry. That looking more like a rugby tackle than a football challenge as they got into tangle.
Dobson got a little bit lucky with the ball going through. Lowry was set to defend in front. Dobson quick enough to try and turn and go. Now the opportunity again for City in a dangerous area. Surely Kira will be looking to drift this one in on the wind.
Another free kick for City. Here is Kira. Definitely was trying to catch the breeze. Just a little too high.
Very, very high.
Would have sailed over the fence if it had caught the wind, that one. Just miss-hit by the Japanese player. Challenged by Vlanic, jumping right into the back of Moreno, and the yellow card coming out straight away.
Not too many complaints from Vlanic. It was certainly a rough challenge. Moreno feeling the effects a little bit. That's what she needs to do, though. Needs to try and draw the free kicks. Keep the ball for Perth Glory.
On that long ball forward. Johnson was able to clear it away. Moreno again. Sending out to Morgan. Toomuth with a nice challenge. Shinema bundled over. Somersault for good luck. Good to see her back on her feet straight away. Game just starting to get a bit more physical.
It is certainly a little bit to play that for there. Chidiac getting a fair old hip and shoulder.
Barbieri will send it long. Just trying to find Kira, headed away by Rigby. Vlanic back onto it with pace. Cut out by Anton. A long throw, the pace. Dobson back in behind. Sending the cross, but no support in the box. It was straight to the keeper.
There's only Dobson who was expecting that one over the top. The rest of Melbourne City was still looking for the ball to feet.
Kira. Now McCormick. Send the cross in early. Anton. Moreno. Gives it away to Kira. Now Chidiac. The flag is up for offside. Already started her run. Just a little too early. 2 minutes of time added on to this half.
McCormick pushing herself forward, trying to create that overload. Showed some great skill earlier in the game. Just trying to replicate that. Chidiac just popping up in the boxes. She likes to do. As he said, perhaps had just gone a little bit too early.
Rigby. Gale. Steinmetz. And now Douglas charging onto it. In the box, cuts it back nicely. Trying to find Steinmetz again, who missed with the first time shot. Chance for Perth. Overhit by Steinmetz this time. Morgan has to go back and retrieve it. And too heavy. It'll be a throw for Melbourne City, but good combination there from the Glory.
Great work from Douglas again. She's certainly been the bright spark for Perth Glory tonight in an attacking sense. Great little Cruyff turn. Set it up for Steinmetz, who fluffed the lines, unfortunately. Certainly not the contact that she would have been looking for on the half volley. It would have given Glory a great boost going into the half time.
Here's Chidiac trying to make a run. She'll look to be busier in the second half. This one lifted up for Gale, but Barbieri out to collect. Vlanic. And City strike on the attack for the half-time whistle. Delahart plays it away. Bobbled for a second, but Morgan clears it to end the first half of action here at Dorrien Gardens. The score 0-0. A couple of chances for both sides. Half chances for the most part, I guess. Maybe Caitlin Douglas's the best opportunity of the first half. Just quickly, Jamie, how'd you see it?
Yeah, Melbourne City again dominating possession. Glory were more effective going forwards and pressing forwards in that second period of the first half. Melbourne City with their best chances early on, wasn't it, from McCormick from the corner. Douglas a really great spark and looking very good for Perth Glory. I think Glory will be very happy to go in at 0-0 and try and build on that.
Well, it's 0-0 here at half-time at Dorrien Gardens. We'll be back with the second half shortly.